and welcome. This is Veronica Mwale with the news on Zodiac. Our top stories at this hour. President Mutharika and others declare assets worth millions of kwacha. We report on the documents we have sourced for you. Leader of opposition Lazarus Chakwera adds weight to calls against the proposed sale of Malawi Savings Bank. In sports, Chipwiki stores to continue sponsoring Central Region Football League. And in entertainment, music icon Sam Kandawire leaves for Kenya to represent Malawi in chess competition. President Peter Mutharika, Deputy Saulos Chilima, and other key public figures have declared assets worth millions of kwacha. This has come to light in a rare document which Zodiac has sourced from the Office of the Director of Public Officers Declarations. The declared assets include liabilities, business interests, and household property, reports Daniel Mawawa.
The assets comprise developed and undeveloped land, loans, bank deposits, shareholding, businesses, motor vehicles, and others. People's Party President Dr. Joyce Banda, who is also the immediate past state president, among others, declares ownership of close to 60 vehicles, the majority of which were donated to her party, and tax yet to be paid in full to the tax body Malawi Revenue Authority. In her declaration made on December 30th, 2014, Dr. Banda says she personally donated 63 vehicles, 127 motorcycles to the People's Party, religious and cultural organizations, and also the Kabaza Association of Malawi. She declares owning 15 personal vehicles. Dr. Banda, among other things, acquired a 100 million kwacha loan from the National Bank, where there is a balance of 87 million kwacha, whereas her husband, Richard Banda, also got a 100 million kwacha loan, for which he is still to pay back 79 million kwacha. Dr. Banda declares that she fundraises both locally and internationally for her local and international charity and development work under the Joyce Banda Foundation. President Peter Mutharika has over $8 million in 2 banks in the US and about 70 million Malawi kwacha in a standard bank account at City Center, according to a declaration he made before the Office of the Director of Public Officers Declaration in July 2014. According to the declaration, savings account number 290167363 at Commerce 800 4th Blood, USA, holds $250,000, whereas his retirement account with TIAA, also in USA, holds $8.2 million, while Standard Bank has 63 million kwacha. The president has also declared a fleet of 9 vehicles priced at between 32 million kwacha and $25,000, all being used but said to have been bought between 2001 and 2014 using pension funds. His vice, Saulos Chilima, has wealth either registered in his name or wife Mary. He has 5 farms and a good number of other undeveloped plots. The second couple has insurance policies valued at about 7 million kwacha. Together, the two own 7 bank accounts that contained about 8 million kwacha on the day of declaration, 28th August 2014. On his part, leader of opposition Lazarus Chakwera declares that together with 2 other immediate family members has 4 houses valued at 120 million kwacha, mostly financed through bank loans. They own about 6 vehicles. He has 6 bank accounts, including one in America that contained over 6 million kwacha and some $700 on the date of declaration, December 29, 2014. He owns 10 other bank accounts with members of immediate family. Finally, Speaker of Parliament Richard Msoya's declaration show that much of his wealth are assets, houses to be specific. He owns about 4 houses, 2 in Lilongwe and 2 in Mzuzu, all valued at 120 million kwacha. His main source of income, he declares, his personal resources. He made his declaration on 19th December 2014. From Lilongwe, this is Daniel Mawawa.
The leader of the main opposition, Malawi Congress Party, has called government to deal with the attacks on people with albinism as a matter of urgency. The MCP leader fears the attacks are tarnishing the image of the country. Dr. Lazarus Chakwera told reporters in Lilongwe the act is inhuman and said a proper mechanism must be put in place to urgently protect people with albinism.
It is an extremely sad development in our history for certain quarters to feel that they can hunt fellow human beings as if they're hunting animals for whatever reason. And so I have stated that much as we feel sorry about what has happened, we ask those in charge of security in this country to make sure that minority groups like these are fully protected, and that those who are perpetrating this type of heinous crimes should be brought to book. If they prioritize something, let them prioritize this. We do not want to keep hearing about this type of thing.
Staying with the story, President Peter Mutharika has strongly condemned the barbaric attacks that are increasingly being perpetrated against people with albinism in the country. According to the United Nations, at least 6 attacks on people with albinism have been reported in the first 10 weeks of 2015 in the country, up from 4 recorded over the previous 2 years. Speaking at Kamuzu Palace in Lilongwe, President Mutharika vowed that his government will get to the root of the attacks and ensure those involved face the law.
I've directed the Minister of Internal Affairs, the Inspector General of Police, and all security agencies to be on high alert and arrest all people responsible for attacks, abductions, and killings. I've further directed the Minister, Inspector General, and all security agencies to provide maximum protection to our brothers and sisters with albinism. I call upon all our colleagues in the judiciary to seriously consider the need for speedy trials for all suspects arrested in connection with the attacks and killings, so that we put on direction at the government in stopping this vice. Fellow Malawians, regardless of social status and literal skin conditions, we are all citizens of this country, and no section of people should live in fear of losing their life or body parts because of the way they were born and some people's unreasonable beliefs. I appeal to all people of goodwill to cooperate with our security agencies in reporting all those suspected of involvement in these barbaric acts. As Commander-in-Chief of the Malawi Defense Forces and the Malawi Police Service, my message to those perpetrating these criminal acts is that we will hunt you down and not relent until you are apprehended and justice takes its full course on you.
The National Organization of Nurses and Midwives in Malawi has observed that congestion is the major cause for the spread of diseases in camps for people displaced by floods. In some camps, such as in Sanje and Zomba, there has been cases of cholera and other waterborne diseases. Meanwhile, to ease the plight of people affected by the floods in other regions of the country, the Nurses Organization has donated various items such as clothes and food worth 8 million kwacha.
The situation is very difficult. It is very hard because you will realize that even as a government together, as Malawians, the health services have never been adequate, especially in the rural areas. So even when we don't have a crisis, we function as if we already have a crisis. Now, when there is a crisis, it just worsens the situation. You know that many times we are very short of drugs, healthcare workers, skilled workers are too few, even ambulances, and it's just difficult. Our population is very heavy. Our economy is not all that very good. And now if you top that with any crisis of any type, it just makes the situation really bad. When I went to those camps in Palombe, you find in one tent, there are about 25, 30 mothers sleeping in one tent. In some, there are about 15, 20 people sleeping in one tent. That is bad news. Because if there are mosquitoes that have harboring or carrying the malaria parasite, they will bite them, and if they don't have mosquito nets, it means malaria will be rampant. Diarrhea, the water situation is not all that good. Food is not enough. There are just too many people. We need to continuously fundraise and support them. Once is not enough, even for us nurses. We are doing this for the first time. But my hope is that maybe in 3 months' time we can do another round. And if each group did the same, we continue sharing what we have. I think we have quite a bit of stuff in every home that we can share. Those people will stop suffering, or at least the suffering will be a bit less.
You're watching news on Zodiac. Hang on for more. Welcome back. You're watching the news on Zodiac with me, Veronica Mani. The top stories. President Mutharika and others declare assets worth millions of kwacha. Leader of opposition Lazarus Chakwera adds weight to calls against the proposed sale of Malawi Savings Bank. Still to come, Chipiku stores to continue bankrolling Central Region Football League. And in entertainment, music icon Sam Jurankandawire leaves for Kenya to represent Malawi in chess competition. Leader of opposition in Parliament, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, has implored on government to respect the role Parliament in the proposed sale of the state-owned Malawi Savings Bank. The MCP leader suggests Malawians should be consulted through Parliament. Addressing journalists in Lilongwe on Thursday, Dr. Chakwera warned he will ask Parliament to take stringent measures against the administration if it ignores the views of Malawians on the matter. Jaken Shema reports.
The sale of Malawi Savings Bank continued to receive criticisms despite plans by government to ensure that the bank is sold off this very month. Now, it is the leader of the opposition in Parliament and President of the Malawi Congress Party, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who has asked government to pend the process of selling the bank. He told journalists in Ilongo on Thursday that much as government is the executive and has the final say on the sale of the bank, it was still necessary to allow Parliament to play its role of oversight in the whole process. At the conference, it was said that if government proceed, the issue will go back to Parliament and be discussed further.
People must appreciate the fact that what Parliament did is to say, let the executive branch, which has the right to act as they would, pend, P-E-N-D, the sale, until Parliament, which has an oversight role as representatives of the people, look into the issue, because we were expressing views that had reached us to say what is going on. And so it is not a question of whether Parliament has the jurisdiction of sale. No, that's not the issue. The issue is representatives of Malawians across the country who meet in Parliament certainly have a right to listen to Malawians and have a right to express their views, as well as a right to go back to Malawians and express what has happened, if they're going to tell the truth. And so what we're asking for is nothing but transparency in the whole issue. What happens? And so Parliament, through its committee, is pursuing that. And that is what I stated as leader of opposition as well as Malawi Congress Party president. But you must understand that it was the whole Parliament, which included members of both sides of the House. That said, let's indeed ask the executive to pen this transaction until the process is looked at for the sake of all Malawians.
But government has maintained its stand that it is proceeding by announcing that it is likely to sell the bank by the end of this month. Finance Minister Gudo Gondwe also told journalists in Nilongwe that according to a warning by the registrar of the bank, failure to do so would result in its closure. This is Jacqueline Shema for Zodiak in Nilongwe.
Now to sports. Central Region Water Board Association sponsors, Chipiku Stores, have affirmed their commitment in supporting the region's football by committing to sponsor the league in 2015. Central Region Football Association General Secretary Bernard Harawa says details of this new sponsorship will be unveiled during the prize presentation ceremony for the 2014 season. Meg Bango with details.
Addressing the media in Nilongwe on Thursday, Central Region Football Association General Secretary Bernard Chibiribiru Harawa said Chipiku Stores is happy with the development of football in the region, hence committing themselves in sponsoring the association next season. According to Harawa, the sponsorship package will be unveiled by the sponsors on 27 March, when the association and sponsors will be awarding teams and individuals who did well in the just-ended season.
They did indicate that they would do something about an increase, but how much exactly they didn't disclose. And they have promised us that come 27 March, this coming week, Friday, they will indeed disclose the amount at a prize presentation ceremony which we are having at Area 30 Police Headquarters, starting from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Let me take advantage of disclosing that as well.
Since Chipiku started sponsoring the league, number of teams benefiting directly from the sponsorship has increased to 15, with each of the 3 divisions producing 5 teams that get monetary prize. Harawa hailed Chipiku Stores for the sponsorship, saying the region is a force to reckon with, as the region has a good number of teams in the top flight league, TNM.
8 years, if not 9 years ago, we had only 4 teams in Super League. That was when Chipiku was not involved. Now, since then, we have now, as of now, we have 7 teams in the Super League, courtesy of Chipiku. The arrival of Chipiku on the scene have actually pushed us to produce standard teams that can survive the heat. Yes, we have had teams like Mponera, they went into Super League and came back, but on the average, we are performing above average. We have Airborne stuck there, we have KB stuck there, we have MAFCO stuck there, formidable forces, and now we have Udeza. We believe it's going to stick there.
Currently, sponsorship to the Central Region Football Association is pegged at 6 million Malawi kwacha, and the Zodiak Soccer are the champions of the Premier Division. For ZBS in Nilongwe, this is Mike Bango.
In other sports news, the Malawi Professional Control Boxing Board has underscored the need for judges and referees to be well trained if the sport is to develop in the country. There is a concern that most referees and judges are practicing the profession without attaining any training.
We've selected 4 judges from the northern region, 5 from the central region, and another 5 from the southern region. In fact, we have identified William Skeretu from Zambia. He's the one who will be conducting the course. Then thereafter, whosoever is going to participate is going to receive a license or a certificate after completion of the course. We are coming from a combination of amateur and professional boxing because Malawi Professional Boxing Control Board, as you remember, was under MABA. We want to take these people now to say forget about the amateur type of games and concentrate on the professional bouts only. And after receiving our licenses, we will bar them, or we are going to disqualify them if at all they are going to attend, or we see them officiating amateur bouts in future. If we ask some of our judges, they don't have papers to make them qualify the qualification they had was maybe some were boxers in the past, or some has been following boxing for some time. It's only a few maybe who've got licenses or certificates. I think our friends in Maba were very busy that maybe they couldn't conduct these courses. But we feel like we should do things professionally now and for the benefit of our judges as well.
In entertainment, Airtel Malawi is sending local Airtel Trace music star icon Sam Mjura to Kenya, where he will represent Malawi in the finals of the Pan-African Finals of the Airtel Trace Music Star competition. Mjura won the 14 million kwacha prize, courtesy of Airtel Malawi, at a local competition in readiness for the finals, where the winner will walk away with $50,000. He will leave the country next week, reports Jacqueline Shema.
The journey is not yet over for Sam Mjura, the Airtel Trace music star for Malawi, as now he is ready to perform in Nairobi in Kenya at the finals of the Pan-African Airtel Trace Music Finals. Sam was nominated after being chosen the winner of the local competition and went away with 14 million kwacha. During a send-off ceremony at Airtel headquarters in Nilongo on Thursday morning, Sam expressed hope that he will win as he has practiced enough ready for the competition.
Malawi should expect the best from me. You know, I'm a musician and I've spent my whole life in music. So I've been working hard at my art, hard at my craft, improving my skills. So I go there to represent what Malawi is all about: hard work, perseverance, and just that never die spirit. So I go there and represent Malawi to the best of my ability. So that's what they should expect. I'm very prepared. I just came 2 days ago I'm part of a band called Mafilika, and I was on tour. But at the tour I'd get time and practice with the band, and so I'm still in shape. Physically, I'm very strong. Coming from a 2-week tour, it's a lot of work. I'll practice some more and see where we go from there.
Airtel Malawi Communications Manager Mrs. Isabel Kachinjika says as Sam lifts the Malawi flag to high levels in as far as music is concerned, Malawians should support him by making his dream come true.
What I would have to say is the fact that he won in Malawi is clear evidence that he has the potential to go very far. As Airtel, we're very proud of him. It shows that the Airtel Trace Music Star competition actually attracted so much talent. And we believe that even as he represents Airtel and Malawi in Kenya, he has what it takes to actually bring back the title of Airtel Trace Music Star for Africa. So we wish him all the best. We just ask the public to play a part in making his dream come true by voting, because the final decision will be based on votes as well as what the judges feel about his final performance.
During the local Airtel Trace Music Finals, over 30,000 entries were received, and Sam Mjura emerged the overall winner. Raised in a Christian family, Sam Mjura, a born-again himself, will compete with 12 contestants from Africa, and if chosen to be the winner, he will go to the US for a record deal and mentorship with superstar Akon, besides the $50,000 prize. This is Jacqueline Shema for Zodiak in Nilongwe.
Now to international news. The U.S. Defense Department has confirmed that it has killed an al-Shabaab leader, Adan Gara. The Pentagon says the militant was hit by a drone equipped with Hellfire missiles in southern Somalia last Friday. Details in this BBC report.
Gara was a suspect in the 2013 Westgate Mall attack in Nairobi that left 67 people dead. The U.S. believes Gara was overseeing operations that target U.S. persons and other Western interests. He was a member of the Security and Intelligence Wing and a key operative responsible for coordinating al-Shabaab external operations, according to the Pentagon. The operation took place about 440 kilometers west of Mogadishu, near the town of Dinsom.
It has been confirmed that Zimbabwe police fired directly at prisoners who rioted at a high-security jail in Harare last week. Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa made the confession in Parliament. Mr. Mnangagwa said prisoners armed themselves with pieces of wood and bricks and began attacking officers at Chikuruwi Maximum Security Prison on Friday. He said when the officers felt that they were in serious danger, they fired and one inmate died in prison and that 2 others climbed the roof to escape, and that is why they were shot. This statement contradicts earlier claims from a prison spokesman that the first reported casualty died in a stampede. You have been watching the news on Zodiac, the top stories as we go. President Mutharika and others declare assets worth millions of kwacha. Leader of opposition Razas Chakwera adds weight to cause against the proposed sale of Malawi Savings Bank. In sports, Chibiku stalls to continue sponsoring Central Region Football League. And in entertainment, music icon Sam Jurankandawire leaves for Kenya to represent Malawi in chess competition. I am Veronica Mware. Good night.